dark down here. But you should be able to see me pretty okay. So we'll just start by taking the hands together at heart center and pressing the thumbs to the sternum and let the head drop down. So take a moment to just acknowledge what's going on around you, noticing any sounds or distractions, and we'll take about 30 seconds to just let those things pass through our soundscape. So that we become familiar with the sounds, just allow them to really begin to drop into the background. And then see if you can draw your attention a little bit more closely. Starting to listen to the sound of your own breath. So here we are welcoming ourselves into practice. Moment to thank yourself and acknowledge the time that you're taking out of the day. Starting to feel the connection of the thumbs on the sternum, the rise and fall of the breath. Maybe noticing the shoulders rising and descending as you inhale and exhale. So we'll shift our attention from the sound to the motion of the breath. Watching how our chest rises, presses into the thumbs, the weight of the sits bones. Noticing any spaces that are uncomfortable. Noticing any spaces on the body that feel uncomfortable, not just the amazing sound of my little dog barking. Scanning from the crown of the head to the shoulders, the arms, the hips, the legs, allowing those sensations perhaps of discomfort to just rise as we acknowledge them. And then spots where you feel comfortable. Maybe it feels nice and steadying to be seated on the ground. Watching the rise and the fall of the breath. And then we'll let the hands drop down to either side, the right and the left, and bring the chin to the chest. Go ahead and twist off to your right and look back behind you to the left. And then twist around to the left and look over the right shoulder. Back to center. We're going to keep the right hand down and sweep the left arm up and over. Getting some space along the left rib cage. Press off from the floor, switch sides. Back to center, raise both arms above the head, big inhale. And exhale, twist again to your right. Look behind you to the left. Inhale the arms above the head. And exhale to the left, looking forward to the right. Inhale, arms above the head. Pour off towards the right. Press off the ground, switch sides. Back to center, big inhale and exhale, both hands to heart center. We're gonna take the arms out to the side, flex the palms like you're trying to press the walls away, and just look left and right. Continue to peel the fingernails back towards the forearm, and you might feel a little zing or a little stretch all the way from the palm of the hand into the armpit. And then we'll move the head to center, make fists roll through the wrists, and just nod the head up and down, like you're saying yeah. And you might hear some creaky, crunchities I do in my wrist. Must be all of this computer work that I've been doing. Switch directions, roll the wrist forward. And then we'll interlace the fingers behind the back. A couple of options, you could just take the hands to the low back or fingers interlaced as we slide the one fist down the seam of the body. We're gonna dramatically roll the shoulders down and away and let the head go. Notice if you start to press the chest forward, see if you can kind of press back to the middle of the line of the spine and really isolate the work on the front of the throat. Dropping the chin to the chest. Inhale, sweep the arms above the head. And exhale, forward fold. Just notice which shin is in front. As you let the shoulders drape away from the ears and get nice and heavy. We'll tent the fingertips and walk off towards the right. Get a little stretch in the sideways. Plant the right hand down, and then we'll peel the left arm up, reaching up towards the ceiling. You're gonna soften that back elbow and continue to twist the torso up towards the sky as you inhale. And then exhale, fold in. Inhale, twist open. And exhale, curl it. Lift the navel on your exhale. Inhale, twist, exhale, curl. 2 more. Last one. And then let that top arm come all the way down. We'll walk the fingertips to center. Now walk the hands behind you. We're gonna unlace the legs. Plant the feet and just let the hips drop down right and left, little windshield wiper action here. Bring your second shin in front. We'll repeat that second side. So the less comfortable shin as you crawl forward. Head nice and heavy. Crawl your fingertips off towards the left, creating your twist. Plant the left hand and peel the right arm up. Big inhale, soften through the elbow, and exhale, curl. Inhale, open. Exhale, curl. 5 total, 3 more, working breath and movement. Bottom of the exhale, fully curled in. Top of the inhale, fully opening those chests towards the sky. And after this last one, we'll repeat by coming all the way down. Big inhale, exhale. Plant the hands off to the right. Left. Crawl forward. And then walk the hands back. Unlace the legs. And we'll just let the knees travel right. Then make our way to all fours. And if you'd like to, you could bring a little padding underneath for the knees. We're going to curl the toes under. And just a little bit of dynamic cat-cow. Inhale, come forward, and exhale. Flip the feet over, press back. Inhale forward, and exhale back. So once you get used to the rotation, rolling through the spine, shifting your weight forward and back, you start to move through the hands as well. You get to walk the hands out so the fingertips are on the outside of the mat. And then rotate so maybe the fingertips are facing the knees. We're getting good stretch all the way from the wrist, up the arm, to the shoulder and then untwist yourself. So the fingertips are back center. From here, we'll bring the inner thighs to touch. We'll work on the feet by curling the toes under and bringing the hips back to the heels. That might be enough for you, where you're just kind of working on getting that stretch to the sole of the foot. You can shift your weight back and forth. Or if you feel ready, walk your hands up so that you're seated on tops of the heels, squeezing the inner thighs together. Bring the hands to heart center if you're up, and we'll just inhale the arms up. And exhale, chin to chest, arms to heart center, hands to heart center. Inhale up. And exhale. Nice and simple. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last one, inhale up. And this time we'll exhale and walk the hands out. Back to your all fours, separating the knees. Take the knees a little bit wider and start to draw big circles with the hips in one direction. Switch direction. And then we'll pause in the middle. This time bring the inner thighs to touch. And we'll let the hips drop to the right, look behind you to the left. Drop off to the left, look behind you to the right. Getting a nice stretch along the sideways. From there, we'll walk our hands back. This time we'll sit on tops of the heels with the toes towards the ground. Take the right hand to the right knee, trying to wake up the tops of the feet. Draw the knee up towards the chest a couple of times, and then just switch sides. I'm not going to do this for very long. And then both knees down, you might be fine there, or you're tenting the fingertips and lifting the knees to the chest. If you're working on this balance, again, hands to heart center, we'll inhale up. And exhale, hands again to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale down. Last one, inhale up. And then exhale, slide forward, back to your all fours. We're gonna step the right foot back and shift your weight back and forth. And then press into the top of the left foot to raise the right leg up. Point the toe, heel to the hip, and draw some circles in one direction. Switch direction. And then we'll re-extend that right leg, tent the right fingertips, and bring the right foot to the inside of the right hand. Pushing down into the top of the left foot, push down into the left hand, heel yourself up, twist. So you can look down to see that the hand and the shoulder are about in one line. Keep pressing down and lifting up through the sideways. We're going to keep the left hand where it is, and you might want to slide that left foot off to the side as you heel toe the right foot around or swing it around, moving into side angle pose. Modified side angle, long tailbone. We want the left hip over the left knee. And then go ahead and bring the right hand back down underneath the shoulder, both knees down. And we'll start on the second side. Step that left foot back, shift your weight. Press into the top of the right foot to raise the left leg. Point the toe, heel to the hip, big circles. Switch direction. And then we'll step the left foot forward and through. Take as much space as you need. Plant the right hand, heel up, twist. Looking down at the floor, so there's lots of action of pressing the floor away and lifting up towards the ceiling with the left side. Continue to press into the top of the right foot, neither heel toe or swing the left leg around. Modified side angle, or excuse me, modified side plank. And then next, exhale back down to your all fours. We're gonna bring the knees underneath the hips, curl the toes under, and then slide forward. You might wanna walk the hands one hand length as you dip the chest down halfway and then press up. So little mini chaturangas on the knees. Inhale down, exhale, press. 3, 4, and then the next time you come down halfway, begin to lift the sternum up, pressing the floor away so that you're in a modified knee down, upward facing dog. From there, lift the navel and press the hips back, finding a modified child's pose. So just a little bit different child's pose with the toes curled under. And then we'll walk the fingertips off to one side. Get some length along the sideways. Back to the second side. Walk your hands to center. And then we're going to flip the feet over, press into the shin bones as you come up to standing on tops of the knees. So you might want to scoot yourself back a little bit as we travel through our knee down sunny salutation. I'm going to take my hoodie off because I'm starting to get warm, even though it's snowing outside again. So we'll start on the knees, thumbs to heart center, like we did at the top of class, pressing the sternum into the thumbs, broadening across the collarbones. Long tailbones, we want the hips over the knees, and we're actively drawing the inner thighs towards one another, pressing into the shin bones. So there's lots of activity happening even though we're just on our knees. Now on your next inhale, we'll sweep the arms up. And exhale, we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back, slide the one fist down as you squeeze the shoulder blades and find a mini back bend. Again, if that feels like it's too much, you can take the hands to the low back as you press the hips down, not forward, but down, and lift the sternum. On your exhale, chin to chest, and slide forward to our all fours. Step the right foot back, lift the right leg up. Step the right foot forward. Push down into the left hand and twist open to the right. We're going to keep pressing down into the floor and swing or walk that right foot around, modified side plank. Big inhale here, and then exhale, knee, hand to the floor, curl the toes under, slide forward, drop down halfway, and lift the chest, opening into your knee down, upward facing dog. Big inhale. On your exhale, bring the hips back to the heels, bring the forehead down. One breath. Flip the feet over and actively draw the inner thighs towards one another as we move to the second side. Inhale the arms up on the knees. Exhale, back bend. Maybe sliding the one fist down or hands to the back of the legs. On your exhale, slide forward. Step the left foot back, left leg up. Step the left foot to the inside of the left hand and twist open to the left. Inhale. On your exhale, lifting to your modified side plank. Big breath in, and then left knee, left hand to the floor. Curl the toes under, slide forward, drop down halfway, heel the chest up, and then shift the hips back. One more breath. Flip the feet over, and we're going to add on from here. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, come forward. Step the right foot back. Lift the right leg up. Step the right foot to the inside of the right hand. You may want to tent the fingertips as we curl the left toes under and engage, lifting into our high lunge. Roll the inner thighs together and we'll sweep up. High lunge, arms over the head. Bring the right hand down, press to the inside of the right leg as you come off to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, come forward. We'll step the right foot to meet the left in plank pose. Big inhale in plank, and then exhale, drop down halfway. Of course, the knees can touch the ground, and then peel the chest up. On your exhale, press to plank, soften the knees, and lift the hips, downward facing dog. So take a moment here. I clearly need to pull my pants up again as we move into our downward facing dog. Couple of breaths. Softening the knees, lifting the tailbone up, pressing the floor away. And then drop down back on tops of the knees. Flip the feet over, and we'll inhale up. On the knees, exhale. Slide forward. Step the left foot up, forward and through. Curl the right toes under. Lift to our high lunge. Big inhale to come up. Left hand down. Push into the inside of the left leg as you pour off towards the left. Inhale back center. Exhale, lift the navel as you plant the hands and shift the left foot to meet the right. Maybe dropping the knees down or drop down halfway. Feel the chest forward and up. Press back to plank. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Drop down on tops of the knees again. And from here, we're gonna walk the hands back, swing the legs around. Extend the feet out in front, moving the flesh away from the sit bones. Big inhale to lift, and the legs could be wider, and exhale, you're gonna come forward and reach for the toes. Reaching the sternum forward, working on a flat back, so maybe the hands are behind the thighs as you keep peeling forward, extension through the soles of the feet. So you could stay here, or we're gonna point the right toes and hover the leg. Trying to lift as high as you can. And the right foot comes down. Second side, point the left toes, keep reaching forward, hover the left leg. And the left foot comes down. So if you want to try both legs, you could also just lift, tap, lift, tap. If you want to try both legs, you have to squeeze the inner thighs together, point the toes, and lift both legs. I need to use the floor. So you can tent the fingertips, push down into the ground, and hover the leg. We'll drop the feet down, slide the heels back towards the hips, hands behind the thighs as you curl down onto your mat. And then once you're down, heel toe the feet a little bit wider, and we'll shift the knees back and forth. We'll hug both knees into the chest and draw big circles with the knees in one direction. Go ahead and switch direction. Plant the left foot and cross the right ankle over the left knee. So for our figure 4 today, put a little bit of pressure, and you can see that I'm actively pressing the inner thigh of the right leg away. That will naturally have my left hip come up. So I'm going to take my left hand and anchor that hip point back down. I have a big curve in my back. I'm going to tuck my tailbone while keeping pressure on both of those spaces. That made my back kind of shorten a little bit, so I'm crawling the spine up so I can get a little bit more length. And I'm going to stay here for another 2 breaths. And then I'm going to move this into a twist. So we'll take our arms out to the side, roll off to the left so that the right foot touches the floor, and we're in cat pulling tail. If you wanted to take the bind, you'll take your left hand to the top of the right foot, right hand to the top of the left foot, and create this little bind. If that's not accessible, that's fine. We're just looking for a twist. A little hip opener before we get to our standing series. And unlace the legs, release the bind. Take a little counter twist if that feels good. It feels good for me to just twist the second side for a beat. And then back to center. We'll unlace the legs. Move to figure 4 second side. Pressing actively, moving through the sacrum. With the whole sacrum on the mat. Arms out to a T shape. Rolling off to your right hip. Maybe taking the bind. Shoulders on the floor. Unbind yourself, untwist, lock, little counter twist to the left. Back to center. Unlace the legs. And either roll forward and through. You could play with a little vinyasa here, or you could just roll off to one side and then come up to standing. We're all going to make our way to the top of the mat. If you want to come forward a little bit more heated, step back to plank. Find your upward facing and a downward facing, and then travel the feet to the hands, forward fold, top of your mat. Wherever you are, read a forward fold at the top of the mat. Look to see that your feet are about parallel. And then actively draw the inner seams of the legs towards one another. Let the head hang. And we'll push into the floor, hands to the backs of the legs as you slowly curl up. Tucking the tailbone. Great. I like to do that mostly because I want to move my hands again. And then I'm standing at the top of the mat. We'll roll our shoulders down and away. Get some big spaces across the collarbone. Roll the shoulders forward. And then we're going to inhale, sweep the arms up. Capture opposite elbow with opposite hand. Lift the navel and exhale forward. Allow the upper body to hang. You may want to shift your weight forward or back, or bend and straighten opposite leg. But use the weight of that arms, upper body to hang. From here, we're going to deeply bend the knees, lift the torso, and come into a chair pose. From there, we're going to extend the arms so that the backs of the hands are pressing into one another, and then push to stand, still hugging the arms into the ears. Come over to the right. Center, lift the navel over to the left. Center, and then exhale. Hands to the low back, little back bend. Slide the hands back down the backs of the legs as you forward fold. Creating a halfway lift. Press the hands into the shins, reach to the crown of the head, chin up. On this exhale, we'll plant the hands and step the right foot way back. Knee over the ankle, inhale up. As you exhale, come forward halfway. So you might want to stay here and just come forward and back a couple of times. Or if you'd like a little bit more of a challenge, you're going to come forward, press yourself to Degasana. I'm going to hit the wall, I just realized. Press yourself to Degasana, so I'm rubbing my hands to the heart, and then step back. So you're either coming forward and back, or you're transferring weight, moving into Degasana, and then back. We'll just do 2 more. Last one. And from there, plant the hands and step back to plank. Maybe to the floor halfway. Take your back bend, lift the navel, downward facing dog. Pause for a moment. And then we'll travel the feet to the hands. Forward fold, top of the mat. Slide the hands up the backs of the legs. Sweep the arms up and exhale, forward fold. Sit back into your chair pose. So this is where it gets a little complicated or tricky deciding which forearm I had on top. Sitting back. Exhale, forward fold. We'll flip the hands over, press yourself up. Come up and off to the left. Up and off to the right. Release the hands, low back. Release the chest up into your back bend. Forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. This time we're going to step the left foot back. Place the hands, left foot steps, wave it. Inhale up, high lunge. Again, either coming forward halfway and up, and you can play with just the halfway and then take maybe one of our big asanas, or you're coming forward, shifting your weight forward, and then tap back. 2. And lots of activity in that back leg. 3. 1 or 2 more. And then after the last one, forward fold, plank to the floor halfway. Remember to activate those inner thighs as you lift. Lift the navel, downward facing. Gripping with the fingertips. And we'll walk, step, or hop the feet to the hands, forward fold, top of the mat. Slide the hands up the backs of the legs. Inhale, arms above the head, and exhale. Hands to heart center. We'll add on from here. So your choice, maybe you just want to forward fold and walk back to downward facing dog. Or you'd like to travel to plank. Do our little push-up series, back bend, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Deeply bend the right knee. Now raise the right leg up, point the toe, draw the heel to the hip. Scorpion dog, stacking the hip. And then from here, you're going to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Pause for a moment to get the pressure of the inside of the leg to the outside of the arm. You can stay maybe a little bit higher. If you have a block, you could place the block down, or you'll slide the elbow up, but we'll drop the left heel down and peel open for side angle pose. You can take the hand to the low back and feel that the tailbone is long. We're looking for knee over ankle, and reach the left arm forward, reaching towards the front of the room. Press into the feet to lift yourself up to warrior 2. Squeeze the inner thighs together, and then reverse your warrior. From here, we're going to squeeze the inner thighs to straighten the front leg. So we're in reverse Trikonasana, and then lift the torso. Heel toe the feet wide, toes in one line, heels out, or even a little bit pigeon-toed. And you could take the hands to the hips or the low back as you forward fold. Place the hands right down in front of the head. So you're looking down at the space between the thumbs. Now press up into the shoulder blades, and then retract, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Press up, and then squeeze. You're getting more space, and squeeze. Just a couple more. Last one. And then from here, walk the hands off to your right as you reach the forehead towards the shin. And then walk the hands off to the second side. We're going to add on to that in the next half of this. From here, heel toe the right foot around, and we'll cartwheel. Excuse me, we're step, not cartwheel. You're going to step the right foot to meet the left and plank. Again, you can skip all of this. So we're pushing up between the shoulder blades. Halfway, back bend, downward facing dog. Take a breath here, letting the heels sink, and then deeply bend the left knee, raise the left leg up, point the toe, heel to the hip. Take a moment in your scorpion dog. You can look for those left toes underneath the gate of the right arm. And then we'll step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Press down into the floor, tailbone tucks, heel open, side angle pose. Draw that right arm above the head, getting length along the side waist, long tailbone. Actively draw the heels towards one another as you lift the torso into your warrior two. I'm gonna turn, so you're not just looking at my back. And then reverse your warrior. Keep squeezing those inner thighs. Straighten the front leg, draw the torso up, heel toe the left foot around. Maybe you're pigeon-toed, and then come forward into your wide leg forward fold. As we add on, walk the hands off to the right. We'll take the left hand to the outside of the right leg and twist open. Walk the hands through center. Switch, right hand to the outside of the left leg and open. You can go nice and slowly as we crawl around and open. Or you could go a little bit more quickly, kind of swinging between sides. Feet heavily planted, low half of the body relatively stable, and we're just twisting the upper body. Couple more. Get a little bit more heat going. And then we'll walk forward. Turn those the big toe of the left foot forward. Plant the hands, step through, plank to the floor. If you want your back bend, listen here from downward facing dog. We'll drop down onto the knees and walk the hands back as you swing the legs around. Plant the feet, tuck your tailbone, roll onto your back. If you have a strap, you can use your strap, but you don't need to. We're going to hug the right knee into the chest. Then interlace the fingers behind the thigh and drive the sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. This is a time where you could use the strap behind the thigh to press the thigh into the strap and the strap into the thigh, or the sole of the foot as you press the foot up. You want to feel that right hip dropping down. And if you wanted to, you could slide the left leg out. And we're going to open that right leg off to the right. Again, holding on to the back of the thigh. It's still pressing the thigh away. And if the left hip popped up, hand to the left hip, get a little pressure. Use the inner thigh to draw the leg back to center. And then we'll let the right leg come down. Pause for a moment, maybe wiggle the hips and slide both heels back again, hugging the left knee in. Interlace behind the left leg, press up. Maybe slide the right leg out. When you're ready, opening the left leg out to the side as far as it will go, while keeping both hips on the ground. Lots of action through the sole of the left foot, again, pressing the thigh away, so we're not just bending the knee, trying to get the leg to the floor or up towards the shoulder. And using the power of that inner thigh to drop the leg back, and the left leg comes down. Bring both knees into the chest. Draw circles on the low back. Switch directions. Planting the feet. If you would prefer for bridge, we're going to take 3 rounds of bridge. You can just have a block and place it underneath the low back and comfortably allow the hips to have some space. And you could do that for any of these 3. Or we'll just start with some rolling bridges. Tuck the tailbone, hands on either side of the sideways. And as you inhale, lift the hips, sweep the arms above the head, and as you exhale, come down. Inhale, lift, and exhale down. As you're lifting, big breath into the belly, reaching the tailbone forward so it's an elongation along the sideways. Couple more. Last one. And arms down, hips down. Maybe sway the hips or heel toe the feet as wide as the mat and let the knees knock together. We'll just stay here for a moment. Second round of bridge. Maybe you want to hold the bridge. Feel free to keep rolling. So lots of options. We'll inhale, lift. I'm going to snuggle my shoulder blades underneath and keep some space between the chin and the chest. As I hug the right knee into the chest and then kick out at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to drop that right heel, touch the floor, and then slide the foot back. Second side, hug the left knee in, press out at a 45-degree angle. Let the left foot touch the ground and slide the heel back. Roll down and just take another break. I'm going to take my hands to my hip creases and encourage a little space, the low back as I press the femur bone away and swing the hips right and left. Third round, any of those options are great. We'll press into the floor, lift the hips, slide the arms underneath, interlace the fingers, and then try and slide that one foot down. So I've been here before, except this time I'm pressing the arms into the floor and reaching the tailbone forward and up. Looking up towards the ceiling, keeping lots of space along the throat. One more breath. And then release everything. And the back touches the floor, you can extend the legs. Maybe needing another little twist. One side and the other. And making yourself very comfortable. If you'd like to grab a blanket or a pillow or something, something over the eyes is good as well. Making your way to a comfortable reclined position. And then once you're there, allow the eyes to soften. Maybe take notice if there's tension in the jaw, squish the face up. Make some circles. Release the face. Allow the weight of the body to drop down. And go ahead and listen for sounds in the room. And then connecting back to the breath, just the sound of the breath. searching out places of the body where you feel comfort, maybe a little bit of strain. See if you can shift that, any strain into comfort. Maybe that's bending the knees or rolling off to one side, or even coming all the way onto the belly or up to a seat if that feels better. And then just start to feel the weight of the body drop down. And allow the backs of the shoulder blades, the right shoulder blade and left shoulder blade, to melt into the floor. The left hip point and the right hip point. Back of the calves, the heels, and the back of the head. And then start to visualize the breath coming up the right nostril, holding right at the space between the brow, third eye point, and exhale out the left. Inhaling through the left, touching at that brow point, and exhale right. Like an inverted V, inhaling and exhaling. You can smooth out the edges of the breath. It feels like one continuous wave of breath. And then allow that energetic wave to start to flow through the body. It's like you're drifting in the ocean. And the ocean carry you, lifting on your inhale, swell, exhale, soften. Start to envision the entire body swaying in the wave. Or lake. So the whole body being carried in water. Starting with that inhale and exhale. Letting that energetically carry out to the rest of your body. Allow yourself to just drift in this energetic ocean, or energetic lake, being led by your breath. And as you're hovering in this energetic body of water, start to notice what pictures and colors, sensations start to pop up to the screen of the mind. Maybe it's the warmth of the sun, or laughter. Maybe you're seeing a friend, or a loved one, or a place. Continue to drift in your energetic body of water. Led from the inhale, touching the brow point, exhale. Inverted V of breath, like a wave. And start to notice the sounds around you in the physical world. Start to feel the weight of the body on the ground. And begin to soften the breath so that you're evenly inhaling through the nostrils and then exhale through the mouth. Another big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. You are more than welcome to stay just as you are for as long as you would like. Or you can start to bring a little bit more movement back into your body. Maybe wiggling the fingers and toes, a full body stretch. Point and flex the feet. And sliding the heels towards the hips. Roll off onto one side and just pause for a moment. Taking a breath on your side, feeling the ground underneath you, press the floor away as you come up to a seat. And then once you're up, maybe a couple of neck rolls, or shoulder rolls, or twists. And I'll take the arms over the head, big inhale. Exhale, open the arms wide, let the head drop back. Wrapping your arms around yourself, inhale. And exhale, open the arms wide. Inhale, wrap that opposite arm on top. Let the chin drop to the chest and then sliding the hands together at heart center. Here, thank yourself for taking the time out of your day. Take a little bit of that gratitude and sending it off to someone or something or someplace. Maybe it was just in your energetic little ocean, your visualization, something or someone popped up. Send them a little bit of gratitude. Be well, be safe, be kind, and know that you are loved. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great rest of your day.